you are interested in maybe working in the development space, or you are interested in gaining experience from volunteering in order to develop your portfolio or build up your CV, then you need to be more strategic. Hi guys, the impact girl here. When I started volunteering, I was known to be a serial volunteer. And it just means that I was saying yes to every opportunity to volunteer everywhere, every organization, every cause. I didn't have a specific organization I was volunteering with. I was passionate, I was active. Yes, it gave me access to a wide network of people. I was known to be a community contributor. It was flexible, and I literally learned how to relate with people. So I built my people skills. However, over time, I learned that that wasn't sustainable. It was difficult for me to tell my volunteering or my impact story. I couldn't pin it to a particular, say, SDG or to a particular cause. I was just everywhere. It was also hard to define what I was doing, aside just saying, oh, I am a serial volunteer. The worst I could say was, oh, I volunteer with HR, I volunteer when it comes to maybe distribution, I volunteer with logistics department, I volunteer with human resources, I volunteer with the tech team, with the media team. I was literally everywhere. I volunteer with on the programs team. It was good because I was resourceful, but it wasn't really sustainable. And when it was time to apply for opportunities, say like a fellowship, I was always struggling to, define what it is that I was doing, or to, say, oh, this is how I contributed to this project, and and have a pattern. I didn't have a pattern. And that was when I realized that there is actually something better than just being a serial volunteer, and that's to be strategic about volunteering. And the key word to being a strategic volunteer is intentionality. It means knowing the when, the why, the how of your volunteering journey. And it started for me by streamlining it to my passion for women, children, and young people. So I knew that if whatever it is that I was volunteering for wasn't tied to any of these areas, then it probably wasn't for me. Then I also wasn't going to, give my time to it. I wasn't going to, even sign up at all. So I decided to start like that. At some point, I was also very into sexual reproductive health and rights, which was related to women and children. So when it came to child abuse, domestic violence, I was a very passionate and very loud advocate. I still am, but I was able to like streamline my work to that area. Then I gradually discovered my interest, for media and storytelling as a volunteer, and I started to volunteer on media teams for organizations when they have outreach. I did quite well with capturing videos and editing sometimes and creating content, because I'm actually a communicator. And so I decided to I think I like this part. So whether it was an engagement with women or with children or with young people, or related to sexual reproductive health and rights, or really any program that affects this kind of audience, I was very interested in capturing and telling the story. And that was how I started to streamline the journey. And I realized that being a strategic volunteer helps you align volunteering with your personal and professional goals. As much as you want to make impact, you also want to grow. If you are interested, or if you want to be able to develop thought leadership on certain areas, you wanted specific skills and you wanted to gain experience in specific areas, then you have to be strategic about volunteering. It also opens the doors, of fellowship, opportunities, masters, and it helps you coin your story and put your story in a better light, because now there is a pattern. Now there is something that you're trying to achieve, both with your personal life, with your professional growth, and all of these are stories that you need to tell when you're applying for these opportunities. And that's why you can't just be everywhere. Strategic volunteering helps you build greater impact, long term, right? Like the impact is not just short. It's not just a one-off outreach. It's not just a one-off project. It's something that you are part of for a longer period of time, and it makes it easy to track and trace the outcomes, the results that you were able to get in the course of that volunteering engagement. It also helps you, see who you really are. It allows you opportunity for self-awareness, self-reflection, and track your own growth. And so it's important to make sure that even when you are volunteering, it's okay to start out as a serial volunteer. We should transition to becoming strategic about volunteering. I mean, even the SDGs are, they are strategic goals set for a period of time. So it's important that somehow, some way, you are able to fit yourself into that narrative and able to track your contributions on a long-term basis. Now, I am not saying that being a serial volunteer is a bad thing. Every kind of volunteer is valuable. We need serial volunteers. We need people who already have kind of like have their life figured out, or people who already have something or goals that they want to achieve and are just interested in giving back their time and their resources every now and then. It's okay when people like that are serial volunteers. I'm sure you've seen big people with great careers giving their time every now and then, being part of an organization every now and then. It's great. We need them. We need people like that to support projects, both long term and short term, right? But if you are interested in maybe working in the development space, or you are interested in gaining experience from volunteering in order to develop your portfolio, or build up your CV, then you need to be more strategic. For example, if you're trying to build a career in the media space and you have volunteered, or you have more volunteering experience in HR, there might not be so many, you might not be able to properly craft that to fit a media CV or portfolio. Unlike when you strategically volunteer, in comms or media, then you can put together the content you have created, put together your experience in a portfolio, in a CV that you can then now, submit to actually grow professionally, to gain a paid role, or to apply for opportunities or partnerships, right? So I hope this helps. I hope that you learn to become more strategic about your volunteering. In the next video, I'll be showing us how to draw a strategic framework for our volunteering and how to tell your impact story, how to also put together your experiences in order to get paid roles or opportunities. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See ya.